So, our source for our project was a student health behavior and academic performance by Peter Rauter and Bridget Foster. So, a 2 year study by Rauter and Foster in 2021 surveyed 614 undergrad students. They investigated the relationships between 28 lifestyle factors and GPA. The study found positive associations between breakfast consumption, physical activity, and strength training, and self reported GPA. In contrast, factors like vaping, substance abuse, lack of sleep, and heavy work hours showed negative associations. While these links were statistically significant, the authors noted that the effect sizes were small, suggesting that lifestyle choices only modestly influence academic achievement. So, positive links to GPA that were found are engaging in physical activities for 60 minutes a day and strength training several times a week. And some things that they found that were negative links to GPAs were eating fast food frequently, having an unhealthy diet, consuming energy drinks, and using alcohol, marijuana, vaping products, and other substances. So our second source that we used was called a scoping review of the relationship between running and mental health. This was another study by Freya Oswald et al. In 2020. It sought to find a correlation between running and overall mental well being. So, this study concluded by showing that running has widespread positive mental benefits. The study found that running reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety, and they also found that different kinds of running yielded different mental benefits. For example, habitual recreational running yielded higher mental well being than sedentary lifestyles. Acute bouts of running for about 10 to 60 minutes improved short term moods, and longer term interventions, so from 2 to 20 weeks, showed the highest mental health results evident in evident even in studies with people who are homeless or diagnosed with mood disorders. So overall, this source basically just further hammers home our point that being active and getting out, whether that be running or walking more every day, has great benefits to our physical and mental well being. Hello, everybody. I'm Diego, and I had the lower end of the average step count for me, Roshan, and Roland's well being project. So I had about 7,384 steps a day in the week that we chose to record our steps. And I think that there was pretty significant signs when I started tracking when I started tracking my steps of how it could be beneficial to anyone. So first, I want to talk about my academic improvement. My averages on my two most important assignments for the week actually raised, as before in chemistry my exam and quiz averages were around a 90, like just A minus. And I found that being more active and walking around everywhere actually like motivated me and helped me get into the studying mindset a lot easier. And that in hand helped me achieve better grades. But I found that this week that we were going to track the steps, I found myself driving places less and actually walking to my classes a lot more. Because in the past, I would have friends take me to their houses, take me to class, and I wasn't walking as much as is seen here. However, I think that walking places and just being more active was a good thing for me, as even when I went back home, I felt more motivated. I think my well being was overall just improved, as it helped me do things that I didn't want to do as much. It gave me some newfound motivation. For example, when I went home, my father asked me to go into work, and in the past, I might have been like, "Oh, I'm trying to sleep in," but I actually woke up early this day. I went on a run with one of my dogs, and I mean, I went to work with him. It was a pretty long day, but being more active and just having that new sense of motivation really helped and really kicked in. And overall, I think that increasing your like activity and being more active is beneficial in many, many, many facets. And I think that everyone should try to be more active and for example, try it for a week, as that's what this project was for. And I found myself continuing it as long or alongside Roshan and Roland, because I'm sure there are too. And the bottom line is, be more active and you will see improvements in your everyday life, whether that be academic or well-being. This is me. I'm going on a little hike today. I'm in Roanoke, hometown, just walking around. My physical health before, I feel pretty good. A little tired or something today. My mental health, I've been feeling pretty good. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, so I was, out with my family. Just had a lot of time with them. We ate at home, but I feel pretty good before this. But I'll update, after my hike and let everyone know. All right, it's been about 30 minutes since the last time I was here. Last time I took my video. I feel my endorphins definitely working, definitely being built up. I feel pretty good. Mentally, I feel about the same. I feel a little more active, but yeah, physically, my body feels a little bit more awake because I did sleep in very, very late today. But yeah, overall, I think today was great, and I definitely do feel like being out here in nature and going on this hike has improved my well-being.
I'm going to be talking about my improvement correlation with my steps and my GPA. So when we did this experiment, I had the highest amount of exercise. Roshan had the middle, and then Diego had the least amount. So I was going out of my way to get more steps, run more, and just go to the gym every day. And while I was doing this, I tried to run at least 3 miles every day, with my average steps being 17,158 and my highest steps in a day being 23,507. I tracked my steps using my watch, and I did strength training every single day of the week. And according to the article we used, student health behavior and academic performance, being more physically active correlated with having a higher GPA. So in our experiment, we wanted to see if doing more exercise actually helped you become more motivated and help you with your scores. So we changed the levels of exercise we were doing and then measured it with our most recent test scores compared to the last test scores that we had. And so I found myself more motivated and productive every day I was doing that, because I woke up every day at 6 a.m. to run. And then after I would work out, I would go to the gym, or after I would work out, I would go to the library and study for my exams or do homework or whatever. And then later in the day, I would run again, and then I would study again. And my grades increased on my most recent bio exam by 4 points. I went from a 91 to a 95. And on my stats exam, I had a 90 and then I got a 91. So for me, it improved by 4 points, which is a lot. And yeah, so exercise helped me a lot with my GPA.
All right, I'm going to talk about my part in this experiment. So the idea was to have three separate stages, having someone at an average level of walking and fitness, and having someone else with a slight increase and then a larger increase. And I was the middle, so slight increase, which means I had to walk and exercise more than Diego, but less than Roland. And I'm going to talk about what happened for me. So I measured my weekly steps using my phone, so accuracy isn't going to be perfect, but that's okay. I averaged about 10.7K steps per day on the week I chose to measure. And for my academic performance, I noticed an okay increase on my tests, which were in math and chemistry, but comparatively not as much as Roland did. In the article that Roland also mentioned, I think the study was true even though I didn't increase my step count by that much, which means my grades wouldn't increase by that much as well. In overall health and wellness, I did feel a decreased amount of worry and overall stress that the average college student would experience. I felt more motivated in classes and at the gym. And I think if I continued or increased the regimen of walking more or walking more often, based on my experience and what I felt like, I think it would yield an even more positive effect. and like I would feel more motivated, more happy, and stuff like that.
We're running in Belle Isle, getting some physical activity, and our mood is much improved than it was before we came here. We're both feeling better, positive emotions as we're running. Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, post run, how's the run?
A little bit more tired. Emotions more positive.
You got the runner's high?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
No runner's high. Dang.
Yeah. Definitely feeling the positive emotions here. The beautiful rapids, as you can see. Definitely adding to like the somber mood, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Companies could use this exercise by scheduling a day where all employees go out into nature and take a walk. Not only does this bond the employees, but it gives an increase in productivity. As correlated with our GPAs and exercise, I believe it would work the same with getting jobs done, especially in a corporate setting where you're sitting at a desk all the time. I believe in the real world, using this could help productivity in the workplace. And the rationale is that, similar to college, these environments are high stress and require high productivity.